This is Mark 6:4. But Yahushua said unto them, a prophet is not without honor, but in his own country, and among his own kin, and in his own house. I'd like to start off by saying Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahushai, Kol Haloyim La, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Rachakodash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone who rule well. Blessings and salutations to the hopeful elect that's scattered abroad, the Akim and the Aquat that's listening in. Yahweh Ratazah, Lord willing, that the lesson is edifying. It's the brother Shawab Amawan back at you with another lesson. And what I want to go into real quick, all right, quick video. All right, let's read that again in Mark 6:4. But Yahushua said unto them, a prophet is not without honor, but in his own country, and among his own kin, and his own house. All right, and us bringing out this word, which we don't do this for vainglory or anything like that, but us bringing this word, all right, we never have, our own people don't even honor the word that Yahushua has given onto his true servants, the prophets. Okay, Shalom, Yahweh Bashem, Yahushua Barakatah, brother. All right, and again, we're not honored in our own country, all right, in our own nation, all right, not even in our own household are we honored, all right, having this truth, all right, and that's okay, because again, we don't do this for any vainglory or anything like that, all right, and it just shows the wickedness of our people. Okay, here it is, they'll go and honor these pastors, these false prophets, all right, that have no light in them. All right, but when we come out and give them the actual truth to set them free, you see, they look at us like we're crazy, like we're brainwashed or we're involved with a cult. All right, so let me play this video because this is where the inspiration comes from, and I'll grab a couple of scriptures.
I, Roberta McCoy, given faith and stand in unity with the vision of Perfected Church of sowing this seed of $1,000 plus $235 and receiving the blessings to come to all that participated.
Now that's only $1,200.
Yes.
Y'all not listening to what I'm saying. If you have 1,000 plus 1,000.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna work on the other 800.
Well, that ain't what I asked you to do.
I, Roberta McCoy, given faith and stand in unity with the vision of Perfected Church of sowing.
When I seen this video, man, I was cracking up like, wow, you can't make this shit up. All right. Like, he literally wanted the full 2,000, man, showing that these people are not true men of Yahweh Bashem Yahushua. They are not men of the Lord, man. All right, because see, we don't do this for any type of fee. All right, do we get tithes paid to us? Do they send money to the brotherhood? Yeah. All right, and hey, that's Yahweh Bashem Yahushua putting the spirit on them to be able to do that, man. All right, we do this for that spiritual money, man, in our bank account at the end of the day. All right, we ain't out here bugging people to give us any type of money, man. If they want to help the ministry, that's on them, you see. And that's actually, Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, being charitable, giving charity covers a multitude of sins, as the scriptures say. But we ain't out here begging for money, okay? If it's given to us, it's given to us through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. All right, so let's grab a couple of these scriptures.
$1,000 plus $235.
Yeah, that's just wild right there. All right, let's grab this though. This is Matthew 7 and 15. It says, beware of false prophets which come into you in sheep's clothing, but inwardly they are ravening wolves. All right, that's exactly what these people are, man, ravening wolves. They come in sheep's clothing thinking that they're men of the Lord, all right, which we already told you millions of times. You ain't going to find no truth in these harlot houses, man. Okay, these are all demons, all right, and they all do it for money. Okay, and here it is, they're already getting paid by having a 501c of having a 501c3 charter, all right. And these devils are still asking for extra money. Okay, greedy as hell. So it says, beware of false prophets which come to you in sheep's clothing, but inwardly they are ravening wolves. Ye shall know them by their fruits. Do men gather grapes of thorns or figs of thistles? Even so, every good tree bringeth forth good fruit, but a corrupt tree bringeth forth evil fruit. Okay, let me read that again. Even so, every good tree bringeth forth good fruit, but a corrupt tree bringeth forth evil fruit. A good tree cannot bring forth evil fruit, neither can a corrupt tree bring forth good fruit. Every tree that bringeth not forth good fruit is hewn down and cast into the fire. Okay, wherefore by their fruits ye shall know them. All right, and you bringing fruits, all right, is you going on these highways and hedges and bidding the elect to the marriage. Okay, you having fruits is you putting money in that spiritual bank account. All right, not actually asking for physical money from these people, man, for you to get by on some wicked shit. All right, so let's grab this real quick. This is Micah, the 3rd chapter, and I'll take it from, let's take it from the top. There's only 12 verses. It says, and I said, and it says rulers denounced. It says, and I said, hear, I pray you, O heads of Jacob, and ye princes of the house of Israel. And these are our people, man. All right, these are our people that are in these harlot houses. All right, acting as if they have the word of the Lord, man. Okay, it says, is it not you? Is it not for you to know judgment? Who hate the good and love the evil, who pluck off their skin from off them and their flesh from off their bones, who also eat the flesh of my people and flay their skin from off them, and they break their bones and chop them in pieces, as for the pot and as flesh within the cauldron. Then shall they cry unto the Lord Yahweh, but he will not hear them. He will even hide his face from them at that time, as they have behaved themselves ill in their doings. Thus saith the Lord Yahweh concerning the prophets that make my people err. See, these are the prophets that make the people err, man. All right, and they're helping the agenda, okay, of Esau, man. You're partaking in Esau's way by helping our people, okay, still be stuck under that witchcraft Christianity bullshit, man. Okay, so therefore that destruction is going to come upon you swiftly, man, and it's going to come onto you worse. All right, and again, this is why you don't go to these harlot houses, because if the blind lead the blind, shall they not both fall into a ditch? Okay, it says, thus saith the Lord Yahweh concerning the prophets that make my people err, that bite with their teeth and cry peace, and he that putteth not into their mouths. Okay, they even prepare war against them. Yeah, these prophets are actually against Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. Why? Because you're taking a paycheck and a pay cut from Esau, man, for you not to preach the truth. All right, see, your job is to go on these highways and hedges and bid the people, bid Israel to the marriage, man, bid the elect. Okay, you're supposed to be fishermen on these highways and hedges, right? Casting off that spiritual net, which is that word of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. Okay, beautiful. This is Jeremiah 23:1. It says, woe be unto the pastors that destroy and scatter the sheep of my pasture, saith the Lord Yahweh. Let me grab 2. This is 2, verse 2. Therefore, thus saith the Lord Yahweh, power of Israel, against the pastors that feed my people. Ye have scattered my flock and driven them away and have not visited them. Behold, I will visit. Give me a second. I will visit upon you the evil of your doings, saith the Lord Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. Beautiful scripture. You see, the Lord is going to judge you in the worst, in the worst manner you can possibly name, man. All right, for scattering the sheep, because here it is. We're supposed to be bringing those back into remembrance. All right, we're supposed to be stirring up their minds in the way of remembrance, but here it is. You're just pushing them farther and farther away from Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. Okay. And ultimately, it's the Lord that puts that spirit on these devils to speak that way, man. All right. Which I'll get that precept in a second. So this is Micah 3:4. Then shall they cry unto the Lord Yahweh, but he will not hear them. He will even hide his face from them at that time, as they have behaved themselves ill in their doings. Thus saith the Lord Yahweh concerning the prophets that make my people err, that bite with their teeth and cry peace, and he that putteth not into their mouths, they even prepare war against him. Okay. And again, these are true anti-Hamashiachs, okay, as the scriptures say. All right. And there are many antichrists. And what is meaning anointed? So you're against the anointed, you're against the word of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. So therefore you are an antichrist, man. Okay. It says, therefore night shall be unto you, that ye shall not have a vision, and it shall be dark unto you, that ye shall not divine, and the sun shall go down over the prophets, and the day shall be dark over them. Then shall the seers be ashamed. See, this is what's going to happen. You're going to be ashamed. All right. And the Lord has been showing, all right, that these are false prophets. All right. By exposing the things that they do little by little. Okay. We not so long ago, we seen how TD Jake. All right. If you see what that damn devil look like now, he look all fucked up. Okay. And that's because the Lord has exposed this devil, man. Here it is that he was, getting all this money. You seen this devil popping up at Diddy parties and shit like that. You find out that these pastors are really moles. They out there doing filthy abominations with children, with their own children. You see, this is the Lord exposing these devils, man. All right, little by little. Okay, and these religions are played out already, man. Because if you can't figure it out that they don't have the truth, then that's because the Lord is leaving you in that state of mind just to destroy you, man. All right. It says, then shall the seers be ashamed, and the diviners confounded. Yeah, they shall all cover their lips, for there is no answer of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. And none of these people are preparing you for the battle, man. None of these people can actually break down scriptures, man. That's why they read the same exact shit every Sunday. All right. All they keep saying is God loves everybody. They ask you for money and tell you that by giving money, you are protected. That's nonsense, man. What does the scripture say? That the name of the Lord, all right, is a safe tower, man. And let's grab that real quick. This is Proverbs 18:10. The name of the Lord is a strong tower. The righteous runneth into it and is safe. They're not teaching you the name of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. They're out there teaching you Jebus, okay, or whatever God that they pray to, all right, or they're telling you to, bring peace and join hand in hand with these other nations, all right, when the Lord don't give a shit about none of these other nations, all right. So let's go back. This is Micah 3:7. Then the seers shall be ashamed, and the diviners confounded. Yeah, they shall all cover their lips, for there is no answer of Yahweh. But truly I am full of power by the Spirit of the Lord Yahweh, and of judgment and of might, to declare unto Jacob his transgressions, and to Israel his sins. See, that's what a real prophet is supposed to be doing, man. All right, lift up thy voice like a trumpet, as the scriptures say. Let's grab that real quick. Isaiah 58:1, cry aloud, spare not, lift up thy voice like a trumpet, show my people their transgressions, in the house of Jacob their sins. Yet they seek me daily and delight to know my ways, as a nation that did righteousness and forsook not the ordinance of their power. They ask of me the ordinances of justice. They take delight in approaching to Yahweh. Okay. See, that's what we're supposed to constantly be doing out here, man. All right. We're supposed to lift up our voice like a trumpet on these highways and hedges. And as a matter of fact, let me grab that in Isaiah 13. All right. Actually, it's 14. Salakia. Is it 14? Nah, give me 1 second. It's Ezekiel, Salakia. Ezekiel 13. This is Ezekiel 13:1. It says, false prophets condemned. It says, in the word of the Lord Yahweh came unto me, saying, Son of man, prophesy against the prophets of Israel that prophesy, and say thou unto them that prophesy out of their own hearts. See, these devils prophesy out of their own hearts, their own private interpretations. And the scriptures tell you that no scriptures of prophecy is a private interpretation, man. All right. You're supposed to be speaking according to the word of Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai, rightly dividing the word of truth. Okay. It says, Son of man, prophesy against the prophets of Israel that prophesy, and say thou unto them that prophesy out of their own hearts. Hear ye the word of the Lord Yahweh. Thus saith the Lord Yahweh, woe unto the foolish prophets that Slacky, hold on. All right. It says, thus saith the Lord Yahweh, woe unto the foolish prophets that follow their own spirit and have seen nothing. Okay. And here it is. They'll tell you, I had a dream that God told me this and God told me that, and that you should put $2,000 in this collection plate today. It's nonsense, man. All right. That's right. This is Isaiah 8:20, and it says, to the law and to the testimony, if they speak not according to this word, it is because there is no light in them. All right. That's the spirit. Okay. It says, thus saith the Lord Yahweh, back to Ezekiel 13:3. Thus saith the Lord Yahweh, woe unto the foolish prophets that follow their own spirit and have seen nothing. O Israel, thy prophets are like the foxes in the deserts. Ye have not gone up into the gaps, neither made up the hedge for the house of Israel to stand in the battle in the day of the Lord Yahweh. You see, you're supposed to be on these highways and hedges, all right, in the chief place of concourse, as the scriptures say, that wisdom crieth in the streets, okay, not in these harlot houses, man. All right. Instead, they're hiding their faces in these harlot houses, all right, which is full of abominations, man. Okay. You walk into these damn churches, all you see is these damn idols everywhere, you know, windows and glass made with idols upon it. You know, that shit is wicked as hell, man. You're not even supposed to bring a cursed thing into your home, right? As the scriptures say. Let's grab that. Bring not a cursed thing into thy home, KJV. This is Deuteronomy 7:26, and it says, neither shalt thou bring an abomination into thine house, lest thou be cursed, lest thou be a cursed thing like it, but thou shalt utterly detest it, and thou shalt utterly abhor it, for it is a cursed thing, man. You see? So you're not supposed to bring none of that into your house, man. Okay? And us bringing his word, all right, is basically the house of the Lord. All right. So you're not supposed to be bringing any of that around you, because you become cursed like it. All right. So let's go back to Ezekiel 13:5. Ye have not gone up into the gaps, neither made up the hedge for the houses of Israel to stand in the battle in the day of the Lord Yahweh. See, they make that uncertain sound. They cause confusion upon our people, man. You see, the Lord is not the author of confusion. All right. And the Lord damn sure ain't about these damn idols, man. That's the number one thing that the Lord said when he brought out these law, statutes, and commandments. The first commandment was not to bring. All right. Let's grab that real quick. This is Exodus. This is Exodus 20. Okay. I'll take it from 2. It says, I am the Lord Yahweh, thy power, which have brought thee out of the land of Egypt, out of the house of bondage. Thou shalt have no other gods before me. Thou shalt not make unto thee any graven image or any likeness of anything that is in the heaven above, or that is in the earth beneath, or that is in the water under the earth. Thou shalt not bow down thyself to them, nor serve them. For I, the Lord Yahweh, thy power, am a jealous power, visiting the iniquity of the fathers upon the children, unto the 3rd and the 4th generation of them that hate me, and showing mercy unto thousands of them that love me and keep my commandments. Thou shalt not take the name of the Lord thy power in vain, for the Lord will not hold him guiltless that taketh his name in vain. All right. And you do that by making mention of these other gods, okay, which you're not to make mention of these other gods. This is Exodus 23, and I believe it's 23. Give me 1 second. Make mention. Yeah, 23 and 13, it says, and in all things that I have said unto you, be circumspect and make no mention of the name of other gods, neither let it be heard out of thy mouth. You see? So every time you're making mention of these other gods, all right, you're literally taking the names Lord and the name of the Lord, all right, and you're making it vain, you see? Because you're not preaching Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shah, man. You're preaching out of your own filthy hearts, out of your own filthy ways, all right, which is Esau that basically put you in that state of mind, man, because you are one that teaches for reward, okay? That's why they have that 501c3 charter, man, all right, to basically lie to you and keep our people, all right, mentally enslaved with these different religions, all right, with these different idols, okay? So that was the first commandment that the Lord had given us, man. All right. So let's go back to Ezekiel 13 and 5. Ye have not gone up into the gaps, neither made up the hedge for the house of Israel to stand in the battle in the day of the Lord Yahweh. They have seen vanity and lying divination, saying, the Lord saith, and the Lord has not sent them. And they have made others to hope that they would confirm the word. You see? She was saying some crazy ass shit. Let me hear what the hell she was saying again. She was saying, I come here. Let's grab that. Hold on, I gotta bring that video back up. I lost it already because it wasn't it wasn't worthy to be there that long. All right. Oh, Salakia. Give me 1 second. Here you go.
I, Roberta McCoy, give in faith and stand in unity with the vision.
Yeah, she said, I am given in faith and stand in unity with the church, man. That's bugged out. What? Because you said you gave him a couple dollars? So now you stand in unity with this church? Now you feel like you're protected? Now you think you are a child of Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai? Because you gave some money up to this guy, which he wasn't even satisfied with what you gave him. You were short $850. All right. And then her ass sitting there on some wicked shit. All right. Talking about oh yeah, I'll figure out the rest and I'll get it to you, you know. And he directly told her, what? That's not what I asked of you. Like, who are you? Okay, talking like if you are Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai, man. That shit is wicked as hell. All right. So let's go back to Ezekiel 13:6. It says, they have seen vanity and lying divination, saying, the Lord saith, and the Lord has not sent them. And they have made others to hope that they would confirm the word. Have ye not seen a vain vision? And have ye not spoken a lying divination? Whereas ye say, the Lord saith, all Salakia, the Lord saith it, albeit I have not spoken. All right, which that actually reminds me of what's that scripture? It's in Ezekiel, the 14th chapter, next chapter. All right, let's grab it real quick. Give me 1 second. I'll take it from the top. It says idolatrous elders condemned. All right. Then came certain of the elders of Israel unto me and sat before me. And the word of the Lord Yahweh came unto me, saying, Son of man, these men have set up their idols in their heart and put the stumbling block of their iniquity before their face. Should I Salaka, should I be inquired of at all by them? Therefore speak unto them and say unto them, thus saith the Lord Yahweh, every man of the house of Israel that setteth up his idols in his heart and putteth the stumbling block of his iniquity before his face and cometh to the prophet, I the Lord will answer him that cometh according to the multitude of his idols, that I may take the house of Israel in their own heart, because they are all estranged from me through their idols. Therefore say unto the house of Israel, thus saith the Lord Yahweh, repent and turn yourselves from your idols and turn away your faces from all your abominations. For every one of the house of Israel, or of the stranger that sojourneth in Israel, which separated himself from me and setteth up his idols in his heart and putteth the stumbling block of his iniquity before his face and cometh to a prophet to inquire of him concerning me, I, the Lord Yahweh, will answer him by myself. And I will set my face against that man, and I will make him a sign and a proverb. And that's what the Lord has done with a lot of these false ass prophets, man. He has made them a sign, okay? He has made them a proverb, all right? And he will expose you onto the real men of the Lord, man. That's why the real men of the Lord will always do videos on these damn devils, man. Because that's what the Lord has commanded us to do. When we see the wickedness of our of these pastors, all right, we're supposed to what? We're supposed to expose them. Okay, we're not supposed to be all right, just let them be. All right, that's wicked if you do that, man. All right. It says I will make him a sign and a proverb, and I will cut him off from the midst of my people. All right. Again, you're not supposed to. Let's grab that. Justify wickedness, man. Justify wickedness, KJV. This is Proverbs 17:15. He that justified the wicked and he that condemneth the just, both they, even they both are abomination to the Lord Yahweh. You see, so you can't justify the wicked, basically meaning that if you see something wicked, you have the mouth to say something. You're supposed to say something about it, man. You're supposed to let them know, yo, that's wrong. Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shah gonna destroy you for that, man. But you got some niggas out there that'll just be like, it's all good, man. They ain't bothering me. You see, that's wicked as hell, man. All right. So going back to Ezekiel 14, okay, and 8, it says, and I will set my face against that man and will make him a sign and a proverb, and I will cut him off from the midst of my people, and ye shall know that I am the Lord Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. And if the prophet be deceived when he has spoken a thing, I, the Lord Yahweh, have deceived that prophet, and I will stretch out my hand upon him and will destroy him from the midst of my people Israel. And they shall bear the punishment of their iniquity. the punishment of the prophet shall be even as the punishment of him that seeketh unto him. Whew. That the house of Israel may go no more astray from me, neither be polluted any more with all their transgressions, but that they may be my people, and I may be their God, saith the Lord Yahweh. Okay. Let me see what it says real quick. Let's jump down. Actually, no, let's go back one chapter, Ezekiel 13. All right. Back to the 7th verse. All right. I also want to get at the bottom too, because it speaks about these women that claim to be prophetesses, man, which none of you women are supposed to be teaching, as the scriptures say, man. You're not to usurp authority over a man. And the Lord said that I suffer you not to teach. Okay. No woman should be teaching scriptures because you have no understanding. The Lord said that the tabernacle is with men. The tabernacle of Yahweh is with men. It's not with no women out here. All right. So any woman that's trying to, teach something, man, you is bugged out, man. All right. And you know nothing, as the scriptures say. All right. So let's go back to 7. It says, have ye not seen a vain vision? And have ye not spoken a lying divination? Whereas ye say, the Lord saith it, albeit I have not spoken. Therefore, thus saith the Lord Yahweh, because ye have spoken vanity and seen lies, therefore, behold, I am against you, saith the Lord Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. And mine hand shall be upon the prophets that see vanity and that divine lies. They shall not be in the assembly of my people, neither shall they be written in the writing of the house of Israel. And what happens is that their mouths are stopped. All right. Let me grab that real quick. And their mouths shall be stopped. KJV. Give me 1 second. There you go. Titus 1 and give me 1 second. 1 and 9. Holding fast, Titus 1 and 9. Holding fast the faithful word as he has been taught, that he may be able by sound doctrine both to exhort and to convince the gainsayers. Man, you're supposed to be giving exhortation onto our people, man. Okay? Filling them up with this word so they can have oil in their lamps. Okay? It says, for there are many unruly and vain talkers and deceivers, especially they of the circumcision, whose mouths must be stopped. All right. And yeah, and that also goes to a lot of these. Okay, you can have people that know this word and everything, know the name of the Lord, man, and deep down they're just all straight demons, man. This is why you have to be careful of those that are sheep's clothing, because they are ravening wolves. Okay, so it says, whose mouths must be stopped, who subvert whole houses, teaching things which they ought not, for filthy lucre's sake. And that's what these devils do that for, man. They do it for profit, man. They do it for a reward. Okay. It says, this is 13. It says, this witness is true, wherefore rebuke them sharply, that they may be sound in the faith. And that's what we do. All right, we'll rebuke, all right, when we see these damn videos going out. Okay. I love that rain. So going back to Ezekiel 13. 9. It says, and mine hand shall be upon the prophets that see vanity and that divine lies. They shall not be in the assembly of my people, neither shall they be written in the writing of the house of Israel, neither shall they enter into the land of Israel, and ye shall know that I am the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, because they have seduced my people, saying peace, and there was no peace, and one built up a wall, and lo, others daubed it with untempered mortar. All right, by meaning what, man? They have white. They here it is. They calling on whitewash Jesus, man. You see, not actually bringing out the name of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, man. All right. It says, saying unto them which daubed it with untempered mortar, that it shall fall. There shall be an overflowing shower, and ye, O great hailstone, shall fall, and a stormy wind shall rend it. Lo, when the wall is fallen, shall it not be said unto you, where is the daubing, wherewith ye have daubed it? Okay. It says, therefore, thus saith the Lord Yahweh, I will even rend it with a stormy wind in my fury, and there shall be an overflowing shower in mine anger, and great hailstones in my fury to consume it. Okay. It says, so I will break down the wall that ye have daubed with untempered mortar, and bring it down to the ground, so that the foundation thereof shall be discovered, and it shall fall, and ye shall be consumed in the midst thereof, and ye shall know that I am the Lord Yahweh. Thus will I accomplish my wrath upon the wall, and upon them that have daubed it with untempered mortar, and will say unto you, the wall is no more, neither they daubed it, to wit, the prophets of Israel, which prophesy concerning Jerusalem, and which see visions of peace for her, and there is no peace, saith the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. All right. And now these last couple scriptures, all right, in this chapter are going to go against the judgment of the false women prophetess. All right. It says, likewise, thou son of man, set thy face against the daughters of thy people, which prophesy out of their own heart, and prophesy thou against them, and say, thus saith the Lord Yahweh, woe to the women that sew pillows to all armholes, and make kerchiefs upon the head of every statue to hunt souls. Will ye hunt the souls of my people, and will ye save the souls alive that come unto you? And will ye pollute me among my people for handfuls of barley, and for pieces of bread, to slay the souls that should not die, and to save the souls alive that should not live? But you're lying to my people that I read that wrong. It says, let me read that all over again. And will ye pollute me among my people for handfuls of barley, and for pieces of bread, to slay the souls that should not die, and to save the souls alive that should not live, by your lying to my people that hear your lies? Wherefore, thus saith the Lord Yahweh, behold, I am against your pillows, wherewith ye there hunt the souls to make them fly, and I will tear them from your arms, and will let the souls go, even the souls that hunt to make them fly. Your kerchiefs also will I tear, and deliver my people out of your hand, and they shall be no more in your hand to be hunted, and ye shall know that I am the Lord Yahweh. Because with lies you have made the heart of the righteous sad, whom I have not made sad, and strengthened the hands of the wicked, that he should not return from his wicked way, by promising him life. Therefore ye shall see no more vanity, nor divine divinations, for I will deliver my people out of your hand, and ye shall know that I am the Lord Yahweh. Okay. Now let's go to one second. This is John 10. All right. And I'll take it from 1 and then jump down to 11. This is John 10:1. All right, it says, "Verily, verily, I say unto you, he that entereth not by the door into the sheepfold, but climbeth up some other way, the same is a thief and a robber." Okay, and that's what these devils are. They're thieves and robbers at the end of the day, man. All right, because they're trying to climb up another way. They're not coming in the way of Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai and how it was commanded to them to do it. Okay, they want to prophesy to their own hearts. All right, they want to prophesy with their own interpretations. All right, not coming in the light of Yahweh Shai. It says, "But he that entereth in the door is the shepherd of the sheep." Okay. "To him the porter openeth, and the sheep hear his voice, and he calleth his own sheep by name and leadeth them out." All right. Let's jump down to 11. It says, "I am the good shepherd. The good shepherd giveth his life for the sheep." And we know that Yahweh Shai, all right, he gave his life for the sheep. Okay. He gave his life, all right, for the nation of Israel, man, especially the elect. All right, to be able to receive this truth. Okay. It says, "But he that is a hireling and not the shepherd, whose own the sheep are not, seeth the wolf coming and leaveth the sheep." Yeah, they're not preparing us for the battle. See, when the time of trouble comes, you're not going to find none of these damn pastors anywhere, man. They're going to be long gone. Okay. Because they got their money, you see. They're going to be hiding somewhere in a damn bunker with Esau, you know, trying to hide from the wrath of the Lord. All right, let's go into that word hireling. All right, you go into that word hireling. It goes into Mythostus, I believe it is.
Strong's G 3411. Mystotas.
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 It says one hired, a hireling. All right. When you go down to the Strong's definition, it says a wage worker. See, they're working for wages, man. A hired servant. Exactly. They are a hired servant of Esau. Okay. By that 501c3 charter. All right. We're going to give you this amount of money. All right. Just like Nathaniel getting paid $250 million a year. All right. When he know the name of Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai, but he'd rather get paid $250 million a year, all right, to preach fucking Christ, okay? To preach Jesus, you see? That shit is wicked as hell, man. All right, that's what a hireling is. All right, when you go into the root word of this word, Mythostos, Mystotas. All right, the root word goes to
Strong's G 3409.
Mystatho. It says to let out for hire. Okay. Strong's definitions tell you to let out for wages. You see? And again, the same thing is being said here, to hire. So they're hired by Esau, all right, to be a hireling onto the people. Okay. So let's go back. Yeah. It says, I am the John 10:11. I am the good shepherd. The good shepherd giveth his life for the sheep. But he that is a hireling and not the shepherd, whose own the sheep are not, seeth the wolf coming and leaveth the sheep and fleeth. And the wolf catcheth them and scattereth the sheep. You see, the wolf being Esau, man. See, when Esau really comes down on these damn devils with great wrath, because even Esau gonna come down on them with great wrath, man. Because the Lord got them on the strong delusion. So when that time comes, all right, Esau coming for their asses also. But he gonna be long gone and fleeing, man. You see? And he doesn't care about the sheep. The hireling fleeth because he is an hireling and careth not for the sheep. I am the good shepherd and know my sheep and am known of mine. Okay? As the Father knoweth me, even so know I, the Father, and I lay down my life for the sheep. Okay? None of these devils are going to lay down their life for you to get this truth, man. You see? We lay our lives down out there, All right, because we are simply making ourselves a living sacrifice, as the scriptures say, man. So that's already us laying our lives down on the line. Every time we go on these highways and hedges, man, we're putting our lives on the line and putting ourselves in jeopardy that something could happen to us, man, because we know this truth, you see? But these devils ain't in that spirit, you see? They're going to make sure that they continue to give you lies, all right? They're going to continue to prophesy smooth things onto you. They're going to continue to prophesy deceits, all right? Because all they want is what? That money, that reward. All right. That's the point on that. All right. Let's grab Isaiah 1 and I'll close it out. A couple more scriptures. This is 1 and 23 says the princes are rebellious and companions of thieves. Everyone loveth gifts and follow after rewards. They judge not the fatherless, neither does the cause of the widow come onto them. All right. Let's read that in the NLT. It says, your leaders are rebels, the companions of thieves. All of them love bribes and demand payoffs. That's what this damn devil was just doing. He was demanding a payoff to this woman. Okay, I commanded you to pay me $200. I mean $2,000. You are $850 short. That shit is wild, man. Just to hear that. All right. It says, let's read that again. Your leaders are rebels, the companions of thieves. All of them love bribes and demand payoffs, but they refuse to defend the cause of orphans or fight for the rights of widows. Okay. And here it is that these devils got all this money. All right. While your broke ass is sitting there trying to continually give them money and asking the Lord to protect you, man. All right. Here it is. People really need some money because we're down and out. Okay, we're in this captivity, and Esau's just pretty much graping us left and right with everything, you see. But these devils got millions and millions of dollars, and they can't even spare you $10 if you ask for it, you know. Straight wicked. This is Ezekiel 22. Give me a second. Just reading real quick. Let me read this in the NLT. I'll start from 1 down to like I'll go down to 12. It says, this is Jerusalem. Now this message came to me from the Lord Yahweh, son of man, are you ready to judge Jerusalem? Are you ready to judge this city of murderers? Yeah, that's what these damn devils are anyway, murderers. All right, because here it is, they're making you sin before your maker, before your true master. All right, basically putting your ass to death, man, because the wages of sin is death. You see, it says, publicly denounce her detestable sins and give her this message from the Lord Yahweh. O city of murderers, doomed and damned, city of idols, filthy and foul. You are guilty because of the blood you have shed. Yeah, because there's a lot of blood on your hands, man, when you make our people sin. All right. It says, you are guilty because of the blood you have shed. You are defiled because of the idols you have made. Your day of destruction has come. You have reached the end of 4 of your years. Yeah, and hey, we're in those times, man. That these devils are being exposed, all right, and that's why all these people are starting to move from these churches, man. They're leaving these churches, and they don't like that because they ain't got no payday, okay. But ultimately, it's because Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai has the great awakening happen, man. So they're starting to see that these are ravening wolves in sheep's clothing, okay. It says, you are guilty because of the blood you have shed. You are defiled because of the idols you have made. Your day of destruction has come. Ye have reached the end of your years. I will make you an object of mockery throughout the world. O infamous city filled with confusion, you will be mocked by people far and near. Every leader in Israel who lives within your walls is bent on murder. Fathers and mothers are treated with contempt. Foreigners are forced to pay for protection. Okay? Orphans and widows are wronged and oppressed among you. You despise my holy things and violate my Sabbath days of rest. People accuse others falsely and send them to their death. You are filled with idol worshippers and people who do obscene things. Men sleep with their fathers' wives and have intercourse with women who are menstruating. Yeah, and this is things that you see and you hear about all the time in the churches, man. They out there committing hella of adultery. All right. Again, they out there doing some wicked ass shit, being moles and sleeping with their own children. All right. It says, within your walls live men who commit adultery with their neighbors' wives, who defile their daughters, their daughter-in-laws, and who grape, all right, you know the word, their own sisters. Okay. There are hired murderers. There are hired murderers, lone racketeers, and extortioners everywhere. They never even think of me and my commands, says the Lord Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai. You cannot make this up. All right. That's the point on that one. And let's grab Micah 7. And give me a second. So I'm not going to read the whole thing. Let's take it down 1 to 4. I'll read it from the NLT. It says, how miserable I am. I feel like the fruit picker after the harvest who can find nothing to eat. Not a cluster of grapes or a single early fig can be found to satisfy my hunger. The godly people have all disappeared. Yeah, this is how we feel, man. You know, when when you see all these damn, we look around and we see just the brotherhood, which, you know, is few at the end of the day. All right, because remember, 2/3 of our people are going to be cut off and die. 2/3 of our people going to follow in the ways of this society, man. But that 1/3, all right, that remnant, all right, which the Lord said is a small remnant. All right, so the house of David is a small remnant out there compared to what's out there with these 2/3, man. Okay. So we feel like when we see all this, we constantly see more wickedness than righteousness. Okay. It says the godly people have all disappeared. Not one honest person is left on earth. They are all murderers setting traps even for their own brothers. Both their hands are equally skilled at doing evil. Officials and judges alike demand bribes. The people with influence get what they want. See, these are people of influence, man. That your Joel Orsteins, your TD Jakes, you know, these are people that have millions and millions of people following after them. All right. So they are a great influence onto the people. They get what they want. That lady pulled out $1,200 for him, man. You see, $1,200 with no problem, because they get what they want, because they're under strong delusion, man. All right. So the Lord leads you in that state of mind. All right. It says that people with influence get what they want, and together they scheme to twist justice. Even the best of them is like a briar. The most honest is as dangerous as a hedge of thorns. But your judgment day is coming swiftly now. Your time of punishment is here, a time of confusion. You see? And Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, all right, is going to bring total confusion upon the people for, leaning in that shadow of Egypt, man. Because what they preach is in the shadow of Egypt. You see, they learned that from who, man? They learned that from Esau. All right, to keep their mouth shut and preach whatever Esau commands them to preach, to keep us under that spell. You see. But yeah, these devils is wicked as hell, man. So that's pretty much the point. Salaki, it was supposed to be a short video, but hey, again, through the spirit. All right. So, hey, Lord willing that you were satisfied. The water Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. Lord willing you were edified. I said satisfied. But the water for the scriptures, brother. Appreciate it. Call him like Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. And continuing on. So Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai. Call Haloim La Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai Bahashem Rakakodash. Double honors to the elders and apostles, a great millstone who well. Blessings and salutations to the hopeful elect that scattered abroad, the Akim and the Akwat that was listening in. Yahweh Ratazah, Lord willing that the lesson was edifying. To the next one, Shalom. Keep fighting the good fight of faith and doing as good soldiers of Yahweh Shai. Shalom.